Hey guys, so in this video we'll be solving this challenge called polar coordinates. Okay, inside this let's go and we will see some few lines are written about polar coordinates. It's an alternate way of representing a Cartesian coordinate or a complex number. You can right click and you can go and check it out about more about complex numbers. It is basically represented by x plus yj form, where x is a real part and y is a imaginary part. Okay, and j is the imaginary unit. Now the same thing you can represent in polar coordinates. So something called r and phi. Phi is the angle from x-axis and r is the distance from origin. Okay, so these are collectively called as polar coordinates r and phi, and it is completely determined by modulus r and phase angle phi. Okay, so this is what it is called, modulus and phase angle. So if we have to convert a complex number into its polar coordinate, what we have to do is we have to take the distance from z to origin. So this point is z, right? In Cartesian coordinate, this will be x and this will be y. Okay, that's why how it is represented this point. And in another way, you can represent it in this fashion: the distance and the angle. Okay, so it is under root x square plus y square, this x and y. That's the value of r, and phi will be counterclockwise angle measured from positive x-axis to the line segment that joins the origin. Okay, so this is the line segment that joins origin to the point z. Here the point z is, and that's the angle from x-axis, positive x-axis. Okay, so that's how you calculate it. And there is a module called CMath, which is complex mathematics. So you can think of module provides access to the mathematical functions for complex numbers. Okay, so we can use CMath to calculate this phi. So here you can see it has used for calculation of phi. So two numbers, -1 and 0, has been given as complex number, and if you will do the phase, which is comes under this module, you will get the phase. Okay, similarly you can use something called abs. This doesn't come under CMath. Okay, that is separate. So you can calculate the modulus of your complex number. You can see. Okay, so modulus is 1. This square plus this square is 1. Here it is in angle it is. Okay, tan inverse y by x, that's what you call. And since it is in this is in a negative direction, so 180 degree minus you have to do. Okay, so you can search about angles in Google. Let me search it for you. Angles in different coordinates. Maybe some videos will work out, or images as well. So from where I can show you properly. So this angle of 180 minus you have to do, and sometimes minus also. I'm not able to see anything here. There is something 180 minus you have to do, or 180 plus. If you are in third quadrant, in fourth quadrant you have to do minus. I don't remember what do we call. Let me see. Polar coordinate system. If you are in different coordinates, then yeah, this is it. No, this is not it. Much more simpler diagram I am looking for. There should be something online. It is not required, but still I want to show you guys angles and polar coordinates, complex numbers. So this is 135. Yeah, that is true. I'm not able to find that. I mean, if you are in second quadrant, you have to do 180 degree minus to calculate the angle from positive x-axis. If you are a mathematical background, have mathematics background, then you might be knowing what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm there is no. You don't need to calculate, but still Okay, just leave, then there is nothing. Okay, so what it is doing is, since x is in negative direction, you can see this x value is negative, y value is 0. So you can see that 180 minus tan inverse x by y. Okay, sorry, y by x. So tan inverse 0 will be 0, so that's why pi is coming, which is 3.141. Okay, 180 minus the angle, because you have to calculate from positive x-axis, and if you will do tan inverse y by x, it will calculate from negative x-axis. So okay, you can search on your own. I mean, you might be knowing what I'm talking about. Okay, so what is our task? We've been given a complex number and we have to convert it into polar coordinates. Okay, in single line we will get a complex number, and we can use something called complex function in Python to convert an input into complex number. Okay, so this we will be using, and then we have to check whether the number is complex or not. That is the constraint. And first line will give output r, and second line will give output 5. And then what we have to look for is, this is the input given 1 plus 2j, so this is the modulus and this is the angle. Another thing we have to keep track is we have to correct up to 3 decimal places. Okay, and we are not given with any code. I'll write in Python 3. So let's first import the CMath, import CMath, so that we can use it. Now I'll take the input from the user, convert into complex. Okay, and I'll store it in number, some variable I am writing number. Okay, so that's how if you won't write this complex, you will get the input in string form. Okay, so it's analyzing, but you will get in string form. Let me leave it like this. So what we have to do is, I have to calculate the value of r, which is equal to the absolute value of number, and then we can use phi, which is angle, which is phase of your number. Okay, phase of your number. So now what's the problem? Phase, have I written correctly? Yeah, phase, it is correct. Why it is not able to process it? It comes under CMath, right? Okay, let me do it. Print and r, and print phi. Okay, let's run the code. So you can see that bad argument, because we are passing a string. Okay, so what we have to do is, we have to use the complex here. You have to convert the number into complex. So how the complex number looks, you can see that. Print number. Okay, let's run it. Phase is not defined. Phase, it is not defined. Oh, CMath dot phase. CMath dot phase. CMath dot phase. Still it is not. Oh, now it is fine. Takes time. So now we are, so you can see that our complex number looks like this. This is our r value, and this is our phase. Okay, so if I'll remove this, so now we will get our output. So it's processing. Okay, so sample test case is passed. We have got our answer. So two things we have to take care. First is this guy. So we have used this complex function, it is fine. first we have to take care of this constraint. So what I'll do here is, let me show you print the type of number. Okay, type of the number, what it shows, let's see. So it is showing complex. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll use this as my constraint. Okay, if type of a number equal to complex, then I have to print number is not okay, number is a complex, I'll write. Okay, first of all, just to show you that this works. Okay, so if condition, it will check for the type of number. If it is complex, it will print this as well. Okay, so this I will use as a constraint, just to show you that it prints the number, prints that string. So you can see here number is complex, so it is checking that. Now to get the constraint, I'll put not here, and here also I will put not. Okay, if type of a number is not complex, it will print number is not complex. Okay, so that's how it is checking number is valid or not. Sample test case is passed. Now what else we have to take care is 3 decimal. Okay, so we have to print correct up to 3 decimal places. So let me write correct up to 3 decimal places Python, so that I will see how it works, how to write this. Okay, so let's go inside somewhere. So it's not necessary you will get in particular website, you will get anywhere. So you can see here, if you will provide a number 3.14159 and you will save it in a variable a float, and you will apply this and you print it, you will get decimal up to 2. Okay, so let me use this this thing we have to use, right, this whole string, and let me print with that. So instead of r, I'll print this r, and what do I want here is up to 3 decimal places, so it is a float type, 0.3 I'll do. Similarly here also I'll do with phi, so phi, I'll write phi, and here also 3. Okay, now I have taken care of everything. So let's do that. So sample test case is passed. It is correcting up to 3 decimal places. You can also do something like this. Okay, this dot, so dot 3f percentage r. Okay, I think this is correct. So if I'll run it, converting percentage we have to write, right here it is percentage, I think. I don't remember the syntax, but that is how. Okay, let me search it. Float representation Python. So here you can somewhere you will find it, percentage f or something you have to write. Print percentage t. Let me write how to print float representation, and that is completely fine if you don't remember the syntax. The main thing is to know the logic actually. Okay, so here can come up with accept the cookies, precision float, percentage t, percentage x. There is a short way of doing it. I don't see here percentage thing. Okay, percentage should come in the beginning. Percentage should come beginning. Okay. So here you can see that you are getting the same answer, okay, here for R, but it is not correcting to 3, okay, 3 decimal places. It is only taking 3 decimal place. Okay, if I will put R is equal to 555777888, let me put here 9. Okay, no, not let me put here 5 and then 9 and 999. Okay, dot. So if this is my R value, it will show 555. Okay, it is showing 556. Okay, so this also works, that is fine. They both are same thing. I thought that they are only taking 3 numbers, so it is 3 numbers like this, so it corrects up to 3 decimal places. You can also do it this way, so that looks better, right? So let me do it here as well. So percentage dot 3 f means float, okay, and then I'll do here percentage fee. Okay, same thing I'm doing. This inverted comma does not have to be single only, double also will work. Let's run it. Oh, I have to remove the value of R, so R is wrong, so here I can remove and then run it. So we have taken care of all the constraints. We have taken care of this decimal thing, although it is not required. So now I can submit it. Okay, so all the test cases are passed. Congratulations. Okay, so slightly simple example you have here. If you have little background in mathematics, you might be knowing this, it will be easier for you. Else even if you don't have the background, you can go and click here to check more about complex numbers. Okay, so see you guys in the next challenge.